Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Confessions of a Doctorholic. I'm your host, Dr. Slayman, or Hafsa, and tonight I need to tell you about one of those cases that starts quiet and ends with your heart racing. Let's talk about the patient who just wasn't herself, and how those words spiraled into something so much bigger. It all started around 6:30 p.m., which, as anyone who's done nights knows, is when things start going sideways. I get a page about this older woman on the floor. Her daughters were in the room and they said something that always makes me stop. She's just not the same as she was yesterday. She's not really speaking, she just opens her eyes a little and then goes right back to sleep. Now I walk in and I immediately clock that her breathing is weird. Not gasping, not dramatic, but not right. And I asked the family and they're like, yeah, she's kind of been like this for 2 days. 2 days. Even the nurse was like, she's not as responsive as before, but maybe it's just the pain meds. We check her blood sugar normal, her hemoglobin fine, her vitals. Honestly, nothing alarming yet. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's just delirium. She's older, maybe post-op, maybe some meds on board. We check for the usual culprits, urine analysis negative, chest x-ray negative, but something still doesn't sit right with me. I don't even know what made me order it, maybe gut instinct, but I set a D-dimer, but it came back positive. Now, the primary team already had a CT had done, which was negative, so I looped them in again and they're like, maybe get a CTA. We do it and boom. Massive bilateral pulmonary emboli. My jaw dropped. Suddenly everything made sense. The sluggishness, the breathing, the weird vibe no one could quite put their finger on. It was like watching a snowball build in real life. We called a rapid response because she started to get worse, more tachypnic, more confused. We were seriously worried she was going to crash. The response team shows up and everyone's saying the same thing. She's not coding, but she is absolutely not okay. Now here's the moment that really hit me. We were at the bedside trying to stabilize her and I realized this woman had no idea what was happening. She couldn't speak for herself. She was in that weird space, not unconscious but definitely not clear. And her daughters, they didn't have decision-making rights legally. That moment right there, when you realize someone could literally be moments away from needing life-saving intervention and they can't say yes or no, it sticks with you. So let this be a reminder. If you haven't had the conversation with your loved ones about medical power of attorney, do it. If you're a patient or you're someone who could end up in the hospital, make sure someone can speak for you when you can't, because in that moment, everything moved so fast. And all we could do was try our best and hope we weren't too late. So yeah, that was the case that shook me this week. And the confession. Sometimes it's not the crashing patient or the screaming monitor that catches you off guard. Sometimes it's the quiet ones, the ones who just aren't the same. Thanks for listening to Confessions of a Doctorholic. If this story hit you or reminded you of something you've experienced, message me. You can find me on Instagram or Threads on @HafsaSlayman. I love hearing your stories and I love that we're building this little community of medlife, real talk, medlife, real talk, and unexpected chaos. Until next time. Stay curious, trust your gut, and don't ignore the patient who seems just a little off.